Ladies and gents, welcome to Reaction, and this is The Ocean is Way Deeper Than You Think by the channel RealLifeLore. The ocean is a deep and scary world that is completely removed from the most of our lives. In this video, I explore how deep the ocean actually is. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun video. Really deep inside the ocean at the high intense pressure where even our strongest submarines would get crushed. Anything that is built by us would get crushed. There are creatures there that are living there, and they are scary looking. So yeah, that's really creepy to think about, man. In the deep ocean, creatures like that exist: giant squids, sperm whales, and things like that. This video is gonna be fun. Remember, people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the reaction. There's a link in the description. Check out the cast for the playlist. Check out the end cards. And yeah, this is real life lore video, so you might get blocked. I have to put checkered box there if it gets blocked, but we'll see. Let's watch this one.
The ocean is really deep. Deeper, in fact, than most of us realize. If you were to shave off all of the land from the tops of every continent and island in the world and fill up the ocean's deepest points with that land, then the entire Earth would be covered in an ocean 2 miles deep. 3/4 of our planet is already covered in water, though, and it goes a lot deeper than just 2 miles. Let's start with a sense of scale. This dot right here is the size of an average human, this slightly larger dot is the size of an elephant, and this is the size of the largest ship ever built, the Knock Nevis.
Yeah, largest ship ever built. I do know the ships are ridiculously big. I saw a giant cargo ship, the big ferries, and that scared me how big it was. Even bigger than that are cruise ships and God knows what. So largest ship, that is really big.
With that in mind, let's start going underwater and see what we find out. The first milestone is at 40 meters below the surface, which is the maximum depth allowed for recreational scuba diving. A little further down at 93 meters is where the wreck of the Lusitania was discovered, which is interesting because the Lusitania itself is 240 meters long, which means that it sank in water shallower than it is long, so if the ship was standing on its stern or bow, it would be sticking out of the water. Just slightly deeper than that, at 100 meters, is where diving can become seriously fatal if you're not careful because of decompression sickness. But that didn't stop a man named Herbert Nitsch to accomplish the free diving world record at a depth of 214 meters.
Whoa.
This guy swam down to this level with just one single breath. But a little further
Yeah, one single breath for 214 meters. That is ridiculous.
down at 332 meters, we have the scuba diving world record, which was accomplished by another man named Ahmed Gabir. If he had swam down another 111 meters, then he would have reached the height of the Empire State Building if it was submerged underwater. And a little further than that, at 500 meters below the surface, we arrive at the maximum dive depth of blue whales, the largest creatures on the planet and also the limit of the US Seawolf class nuclear submarine. At 535
Well,
meters,
really? That is the same limit as our submarine. Blue whales and submarine has the same deep level limits. That is ridiculous. 332 meters. That's the deepest point a human went with scuba diving gear. And our submarines can go only 500 meters down. So that's good, I guess, for scuba diving.
we can witness the maximum dive depth of emperor penguins, and this is when we must bring up the intensity of water pressure. At this level below the surface, the water pressure exerted on a person or the penguins would be roughly equivalent to a polar bear standing on a quarter. So further down the depths at 800 and
what?
Equivalent to a polar bear standing on a quarter.
A polar bear standing on a quarter. Those emperor penguins, skins and skeletons must be extremely strong to, withstand that kind of pressure.
So further down the depths at 830 meters would be the height of the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, the tallest building in the world. Once we hit 1,000 meters below the surface, we begin to enter the scary zone. Light from the surface can no longer reach beyond this point, so the rest of the ocean below is shrouded in permanent darkness. On top of that, the water pressure you would experience at this point would be about the same as if you were standing on the surface of the planet Venus.
Damn,
you would die
that's
very
high.
quickly. You would also meet the giant squid at this sea level if the water pressure didn't already kill you. At 1,280 meters,
Yeah, water pressure would be like, and you're dead.
The maximum depth dived to by the leatherback sea turtle, and further down at 1,828 meters we would reach the deepest part of the Grand Canyon were it to be underwater with us. Down at 2,000 meters, we start to encounter some of the more terrifying sea creatures, like the ominously named black dragon.
That's really small, what you on
carnivorous
about?
Beast with a stomach that doesn't allow light to be emitted through it. Meaning that since we're in total darkness underwater at this point, the only way you would ever see this thing is with a flashlight. A little further down at 2,200.
That was the eye? I thought that was some small fish. That was just the eye.
Would ever see this thing.
Look at how terrifying that thing is.
With a flashlight. A little further down at 2,250 meters, we would reach the maximum depth dived to by both sperm whales and the very frightening colossal squid. Sperm whales often have sucker marks and scars left on their bodies from battles with the colossal squid that likely take place at these incredible depths. The squids themselves can grow to be 14 meters long and weigh up to 750 kilograms.
That is
eyes
fucking
the size
scary.
of a dinner plate and razor-sharp sickles in the middle of their tentacles. So yeah, good luck with that down there. Way further down at 3,800 meters, we can find the wreck of the RMS Titanic. And a bit past that, at 4,000 meters, we start to enter.
Wait a minute, that's how deep the Titanic was? So, you know, the director of Titanic, he went all the way down there. I forgot his name. James Cameron? I think that's his name, right? Yeah. He went all the way down there to research it. Damn.
The abyssal zone of the ocean. Water pressure is at an astonishing 11,000 pounds per square inch down here, and there are numerous strange, almost alien-like creatures that inhabit these depths, such as the fangtooth, anglerfish, and viperfish. Down at 4,267 meters.
It's just that when the conditions get extreme, you know, the creatures get extreme too. It's not just our psychology. These creatures look extreme to us, and those creatures also gets created in these extreme conditions. That just makes me think, like, if there are creatures on Venus, how terrifying would they be at that level of pressure?
Is the average depth of the ocean where you would normally expect to hit the floor, but there are parts of the ocean that go significantly deeper than even this. At 4,791 meters rests the wreckage of the battleship Bismarck sunk during World War II, and way down at 6,000 meters is the beginning of the Hadal Zone, named after the underworld Hades itself. The water pressure down at these depths.
Oh my god, people went all out with these names. Hadal Zone, after the name Hades. God damn.
Can become 1,100 times what you would experience way back on top at the surface, which is roughly equal to an elephant balancing on a postage stamp or a single person carrying the weight of 50 Boeing 747 jumbo jets.
Yeah.
Down at these depths, you would be crushed immediately without any outside protection, but life still exists down here in various strange forms. At 6,500 meters, we reach the maximum depth that the DSV Alvin can dive to, a popular research submarine that helped to discover the Titanic. Way further
that's
down
what
at
it took.
8,848 meters below the surface, and we have arrived at the height of...
So that's the thing that he took to research Titanic, James Cameron. That's his name, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's what he took to research it. So, you know, he passed those giant squid and colossal squids, sperm whale. He passed all that and went to research it. That is ridiculous.
Mount Everest were to be upside down and placed underwater. And then, way further past even that, at 10,898 meters, we arrive at the depth reached by James Cameron in 2012 during the Deep Sea Challenger mission. The deepest point in the ocean yet reached by humans was back in 1960, though.
Wait a minute, he went down there again? For what? Challenger mission for what? Was he researching something again?
Two men named Don Walsh and Jacques Piccard reached a depth of 10,916 meters using their Trieste submarine. It took them 5 hours to descend through the ocean to this depth, and they only stayed for 20 minutes before a window cracked and they began to resurface. Just a bit further down from there at 10,000...
Whoa, window cracked? That is just effed up if window cracked. Yeah, so window cracked, which means first of all the pressure was already increasing as deep they went. And then they came to the point where, you know, entire submarine cannot take it anymore. So as soon as the crack developed, that puts, you know, fracture into the structure. So wouldn't that be like, you know, immediate then water inside an entire submarine crushed or something? I don't know much, you know, much details about that. But that, if I see that, if I'm in that submarine, if I see a crack, I'll piss myself because I would like, oh hell no, this is gonna crumble immediately. But that is some ballsy things. I would not do that.
1,972 meters, and we reach the average flight altitude of a commercial airliner. So if you've ever looked out of the window while on a flight and looked down to the ground, that's a very good sense of how incredibly deep down into the abyss
That is how deep those people went with their submarine. Just as deep as the highest plane flies in the sky, they went that deep inside the ocean. God damn. They must, if they look upside, obviously they won't be able to see much. But if they looked up, and it would be just as, weird looking as this. Looking outside of plane, how small things look, it would be just as, obviously nothing would look when they look upside. But if there was something like ship or something, they would look extremely small.
That we are currently at. Finally, when we hit 10,994 meters, we have hit the bottom of the known ocean called the Challenger Deep, right here on this map just about 300 kilometers southwest of Guam Island. However, it is believed that there are almost certainly even deeper parts of the ocean than this that just haven't been discovered yet. It wasn't until 1997, after all, that the Sirena Deep was discovered with a depth of 10,732 meters, making it the second deepest known point in the ocean. It is estimated that only about 5% of the ocean's floor has been accurately mapped, leaving the other 95% to be currently a mystery. It may be only a matter of time before an even deeper part of our ocean is found, and who knows
what if there is 20,000 meters deep part of the ocean, double that, and there are creatures there. You know what? I don't want to find those creatures out. I'm just gonna say it right now. That is just effed up. Because what if there is even more colossal squid than colossal squid? What if they are like creatures like size of a building?
What we may discover there. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to stay up to date with videos in the future just like this one, then you can subscribe.
Damn, this was great video. Our fear is true, because we always think that in the our normal thoughts, these Hollywood thoughts that we have, that extreme conditions puts out extreme creatures. Apparently that's true. That is so true. Extreme conditions have really frightening creatures there. So even more extreme condition than that, what kind of frightening creatures would there be? And it's not like this kind of heavy pressure is there, so there can be no life there. No, there are life there. Life adapts. The level of pressure that would cross most metal machines that we can create, the creatures are living there. So 20,000 meters down, if there is a place like that, that would be ridiculous, the kind of creatures there would be. God damn, like even smallest, creatures that we know of today, there might be giant version of that, like goldfish or something, who the hell knows? Starfish or whatever, they are giant version of that. That would be so effed up. This was good. Alright people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe, check out the reaction, there's a link in the description, check out the cast wall playlist, check out the young cards, and I'll see you next time.